Hey, what's up, my YouTubers? This is the We All Juggle Knives channel with some no-spin throwing coming at ya. So this Tanto, I found this in the corner of my garage, and I'm pretty sure it's from when I was a teenager. Now, given that I'm in my 40s, this Tanto is older than some of my viewers. I added this wrap to it recently. It came with like a really crappy thin like cord wrap, so I removed that. And I added a triple paracord wrap that is heat shrunk onto it. Alright, throws. Bam. Now, I'm standing a little bit farther away than I usually do, trying to increase my throwing range. And this is a heavy Tanto. You know, it's relatively heavy. I find it easier to throw a longer distance when it has some weight to it, because when you throw no spin, it still turns in the air. It just doesn't do a full rotation. See, that was stuck pretty deep in Mr. Stumpy over there. But yeah, when you throw no spin, over-rotated there, when you throw no spin, it still turns in the air. It just doesn't spin. It doesn't do a full rotation. Yeah, this is just the warm-up. We're going to throw some other items later. We're going to work up to throwing 3 very different items, one after the other, so that should be fun. Damn. Yeah, and this is all uncut footage. I wanted to film it one take, no edits, right? But how are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope the end of life as we know it is treating you very, very gently. Of course, in some countries that already happened. So have you heard about the supply chain crisis? I watched some various prepper channels, and yeah, there's a supply chain crisis. You know, some empty shelves, missing goods. The ports seem to be overloaded. It started raining on me. So no one can, you know, they can't unload all these cargo ships, or there's not enough truckers to transport it when they are unloaded, or they can't make enough goods. So yeah, future indicators are bad. But about the supply chain crisis, you know, the preppers usually believe, most of them believe that on some level the crisis is intentional, the powers that be wanting to weaken you and weaken small businesses and to weaken the economy, so that then the biggest corporations can buy everything up and have a monopoly and eliminate their competition, which is small business. So that's just one theory, right? But should you worry right now? Well, you know, if things like food and gas start to become scarce, that is the kind of when you really should worry. I'm doing pretty well. I'm just trying to stick to my health and fitness program and focus on bettering myself. I think during tough times, that's pretty much what you have to do, right? You have to do what you would do. Let's say you were in like federal prison or something, and your options were strictly limited. Like, how would you live? You'd probably try to live like a monk, right? You'd try to get the best food you could by trading, hustling, whatever. You'd try to get the best, most nutritious food that you could. And you'd try to live a strict, very clean routine. You'd try to be very hygienic. You'd try to be as active as you could, right? You would try to work out. You would probably try to only associate with good people rather than toxic people in such a close situation, right? So in tough times, I think you got to live like a monk, or live, yeah, kind of like a monkish existence, you know? So you see my new program there is lifting stumps. Yeah, I don't lift weights anymore. I just lift stumps. Now, it needed to be repositioned. And, yeah, that was pretty good throw for being distracted by the stump. I had to refocus. All right, we're getting into, yeah, I threw that one real hard. I was angry at the stump. It's like, it won't give it up. All right, last throw coming up. Good little warm-up session. All right, now we're going to throw 2 items. All right, so this is one of my dragon bolts, which I have dressed up with one of my paracord wraps. The wraps just make it easier to grip and easier to throw, so it won't slip out before you release. And it does add a little weight to it, a little leverage. So let's throw both of these. And again, this is going to be uncut footage. I stood a little closer with the dragon bolt because it's actually a lot lighter than that Tanto. I think it is important in life to have activities that kind of distract you, that you can focus on in order to relieve stress. You know, I like throwing because it's one of those activities, and I can't really shoot in my backyard, right? But shooting would be another activity. Wish I had a farm or something I could shoot at. But when you have to focus on something physical, like intensely, whether that's shooting or maybe you play golf or something like that, or you play tennis, it takes your mind off your problems. It's quite beneficial. It doesn't matter what the activity is. It doesn't have to have a combat application. You know, inevitably, sometimes we get comments comparing knife throwing to a gunfight, or like, what if they had a gun and somebody had a knife, and the ranges and how much damage it can do and all this. And you know, those people, most likely they have very stressful jobs that include a lot of tackling obstacles, solving problems under time pressure, and they're basically just in stressed out fight mode all the time. Right, but you gotta realize this video was just meant to entertain you. You're not in a fight, dude. Alright, we're gonna throw 3 items, including that spike. Here's a closer look at the spike, which is a tapered punch that has been made pointed. That thing is heavy. That's my steel torpedo. So we're gonna throw all 3 of these items now. Yeah, so there we go. So yeah, there's nothing to figure out. You're not in combat. Just chill. Like, some people are just so ruined and damaged that they're constantly in fighting mode. Like I said, this is the Mr. Fix-It problem, where a lot of my subscribers fix things and tackle tough challenges and obstacles on a daily basis. So when they come home and relax, they're still trying to find problems to solve. But there is not always a problem to solve. Do the best you can whenever you have to, and even if you fail, you couldn't have done anything more, right? So do the best you can. You'll never have shame or regrets because there was nothing else you could have done. And if you find something that's so overwhelming that your best won't do it, just breathe. You know, you need to stay grounded and focused and in yourself. If you're still trying to find problems, believe me, if you only feel worthwhile when you're solving a problem, then you will have constant problems, right? Because if you only have self-worth when you're fighting something and struggling, you're going to find excuses to fight and struggle your whole damn life and never relax. All right, there you go. I had a few fun clips. You know, if you have PTSD, your new mission, soldier, is to relax. Right, or you have to be in a state of readiness, and sometimes readiness means not being tuned up 24/7 and not burning out, right? Take it from me, got veterans in my family for sure, as well as just people that were raised in the third world that have PTSD just from living in a certain place. All right, last throw. This has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.